Latin America against North America. We've never had a winner from the USA. It's been a while since we've had one from Latin America as well, so both these players really want to represent their regions. I just can't wait to see how it's going to work out. It does look like Paulie may be going first here.
And you have come close a lot of time. There are a lot of finalists from the USA, but as you mentioned, not quite, but great start here from Paulie with his Dragon Link deck. So,
starting with the Bestial Lubellion.
Yep, that's going to let him add any Bestial from the deck to the hand. Of course, he's going to go with the one Bestial Magnamut.
Now, you see that card on there. That means the deck has not been randomized yet. In this World Championship, we are using a special shuffling procedure to help the duelists save time. They will not need to randomize their decks until the point at which the top card of the deck matters and needs to not be known. So, for example, the draw phase, or playing a draw type effect. So while that card is on there, you're not going to be able to draw anything from the deck or excavate things from the top of the deck. And when it's time to go ahead and play one of those effects or pass turn, then we'll randomize the deck.
Yep, and we see a quick launch coming down from Paulie, so he already has access to Magnamut and the rocket engine, because you're able to quick launch into that rocket tracer, link it away immediately into the Link 1 Striker Dragon. Striker Dragon on summon, one of the best cards. It's pretty much why Dragon Link exists, because it's linking things together, going to able to add that boot sector launch from the deck to the hand.
We have seen quick launch for Duel Links today, and now it's back in a different finals. And great to see.
I was a little shocked when I saw it come down to the Duel Links final.
And in our semifinal match, even we got to see three quick launches.
I saw that. I am pretty sure I also, so a great opening hand from Paulie here. But we can assume now that they know each other's decks. Do you guys have any idea of what you're gonna go for when you're facing a deck like Swordsoul on the other end?
I mean, this is tough. I actually think this matchup is kind of bad for Paulie, because one of the notorious cards that are really good against Dragon Link are those like blowout cards like Dark Ruler No More, and we've seen that Juan is actually main decking copies of that, so he might be prepared to go second here. And this is an interesting opening. He's going to link his Wyvern Burster into Guard Dragon Pitsy to go into the extra monster zone.
This seems like one of the lines he was talking about before. So he kind of knows what his opponent is up to here, and he was trying to workshop ways to get around it. Make sure that he has enough ways to interrupt one on his turn, even if he has one of these blowout cards. So what you might do here is you have the Pisty there. You're going to get it off the field here for Romulus, and then if you have a way to special summon it back from the graveyard, you can put it wherever you want. You're not beholden to the link arrows, and you might not have to go into the triple burst line, and can do some other stuff as well instead.
That's really cool, and we see him add that Dragon Ravine off the Romulus.
Still has the Magnamut, which is great. Gonna come down to get something else in the end phase and grab that Lubellion to set up some branded spell and traps. So great stuff here.
Definitely. Now it looks like Paulie's taking a moment to consider his options. Activates the Dragon Ravine. He's going to be able to send a card from his hand to the graveyard, and then send any dragon from the deck to the graveyard.
He's going to go ahead and... Nope, he discards the card, and this one's asking him just for a little bit of clarification there. And it looks like it's going to go through.
Yep. So outside of Duel Links, we have seen this deck win the Master Duel Championship as well, with Joshua piloting it. And so we might see another world champion using the same deck in 3 different categories. That's really unique, I would say.
That would be pretty crazy. Dragon Link, one of those strong decks. I mean, it's kind of a broad name to give to a lot of decks.
Of course.
Dragons,
I agree.
Links, there's just a lot of dragons, but they definitely all have those similar cards like Quick Launch and the Rocket strategies as well.
Despite being colloquially known as Dragon Link, a lot of its end board cards happen to be synchro monsters. Things like Borreload Savage Dragon or the Bestial Dispotter now.
Very true. It looks like he does send Absa Router to the graveyard with the Dragon Ravine. And it looks like he... Oh, was that what he discarded from his hand, maybe?
Most likely, I would assume so. That's great, yeah.
So he's still thinking on the Dragon Ravine. Oh, no, he sent the Absa Router with the Ravine,
yeah,
not the card from the hand, and lets him add that Rocket Recharger to the hand. We weren't able to see the discard since it was off camera.
And now we are going to change Fuse Spell into that Boot Sector launch, which can special what you just searched. So that's probably where he's going for.
In terms of, what what kind of field a boot sector launch is. I guess it's like a hangar bay or something for dragon monsters, just firing out of there into battle.
That's what I think. So you're loading up
Yes.
those dragon monsters to be launched into the field, and he does have rocket tracer and rocket recharge to come.
And you're going to check the graveyard here, see what cards are all in there.
Oh,
That Bestial Rebellion
Drollen
is still
Lockbird
down
was
there.
discarded, I guess. Yeah, from the ravine.
Ah, we missed that. That's an interesting thing, having Drollen Lockbird
Yeah.
in the main deck. Very good for this particular tournament, though, given the decks that we're seeing play. Other things like Dragon Link, the other combos like Ricochet and Avalon as well.
Yeah, definitely probably played a role in why he made it here all the way to the finals at the World Championship.
What do you think, Billy? Is Droll not that great against Swordsoul? Will you get rid of the card, or?
It's tough, yeah. You have to catch them on like an emergence or something, but if they just have that Swordsoul of Moye, it's not going to do too much damage there for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's one of the weaker interruptions here.
So he's able to link into the Hermetic Seal, because even though normally when you see Tracer and Recharger, you think the Recharger was someone from the Tracer, but in this case they both came from the hand, so not locked out of Dark Monsters just quite yet. Has a Seals and a Tracer. Gonna activate that
Yep.
Magnamut.
There it is. See which card is targeted with the Magnamut. There's a lot of cards we haven't seen yet. For example, we haven't seen the Quick Launch. We haven't seen Chaos Space. Things that you really want to be seeing in your opening hand when you're in the finals and going first.
Definitely, Chaos Space is one of the best cards in the Dragon Link deck.
It's going to go ahead and banish.
Yeah,
It's like the Abs Router.
Seems so.
Nope, changed his mind here. This is what we were worried about. Maybe he's getting in his own head and overthinking this decision. Goes with the Abs Router anyways. Gut feeling, often right.
Usually good to stick to it. At worst case, you at least can say you just relied on your gut if things go wrong as opposed to the other way around. But now he is going to use that Tracer effect, quick effect, destroy any card on your field, special summon a Rocket from the deck. We'll see if he goes to that
Absolutely.
Rocket Caliber. There it
Does.
is.
So now he is finally locked into this. Darks could get back, I guess, to set up. I'm not sure which branded spell and traps he's playing in the deck, but
Probably Branded Regain
yeah,
would be the
Regain.
big
The
one.
Beast sometimes is played, so that could be another one.
True.
That's a nice one. But
Especially here, he has a level 6 and a level 4 tuner. He'll be able to go into Bestial Dispatcher since they are dragons.
This is another thing that, not that I was eavesdropping, but he was, quite loudly talking to himself the entire time. He was going over, the best choices to make specifically with Bestial Dispotter, because it offers you that choice between destroying something and negating the activation of something.
there it is.
Yeah, Bestial Dispatcher, as you mentioned, does have that cool effect that if your opponent activates a card effect, you can shuffle back a banished card, and then it has two different effects if it was your card or your opponent's. Either destroys or banishes based on who banished it. And you were right, here comes that Bestial Rebellion. He's going to tribute the Absa Router that he brought back with the Dispatter.
Great start. Let's see which he does get the beast.
Branded Beast.
Yeah.
Looks like he's going for the interruption, maybe talking about how he knew what his opponent's playing, wants
Yeah.
that layered interruption, knows that he's packing that Dark World no more in the main deck, going for a trap card, heads up play here from Pauly. And if he can find a way to get to Sorinir and send Branded Regain to the graveyard, he'll be able to activate it from the graveyard with that Branded Beast effect in the end phase.
I think he might have entered. No, okay. I thought he was just gonna search for that Magnamut, but great stuff. But as you mentioned, Dark Lure No More could be a card that's really strong against this setup.
That's part of why I think you want the Beast here, is you have that
Yes.
trap card-based interaction instead of a monster effect.
Absolutely, really important to have different kind of interactions.
All
And
right.
The
deck-
judge also cutting the deck there,
Yep.
joining in on the action.
Yep, that green,
Oh, looks
green
like-
card means
Yeah,
you're
he
good.
did.
Did after
He
the
did.
Magnamut.
Yeah, that was right. We just didn't catch what he searched, but I guess we'll find out.
If I had to guess, it'd be a Bestial of sorts, potentially.
Yeah, there is a queue interaction that you can do where if you search, one of the bestials, you can then pop it with the tracer and get even another interruption.
True.
So,
And if Juan puts a Light or Dark in the graveyard, he can banish Juan's Light or Dark from the graveyard with
Yep.
the Bestial, and then that gives him a monster to put back with the Dispatter also.
And Tenny sort of.
Oh! Entered battle phase!
Wow.
And the battle phase evenly matched.
We were talking about Dark Lord Noir. We haven't seen the evenly matched yet in game one from Juan, but this is huge He has to pick. I think you have to go with the Dispatter here.
You got to keep the Dispatter. Because the
Nope.
Beast doesn't do you.
Oh, no.
Okay, so he kept.
Okay, so he does have a Bestial in hand.
He probably searched the Beast Seal, so he's going to keep the Branded Beast.
Yeah, I mean, now he's gonna get to summon off the Erratic Seal, so worst case scenario that works. But
Yep, so he tributed the
Oh.
Heretic Seals and he put one of his own cards back in the hand.
I
Smart.
think
The Bestial Rebellion, yep.
I might have seen a second copy of the card in the end. I'm not sure though, not sure. That could be the case. I mean, playing a card like evenly in the main deck, wow.
But this might be the heads-up play where he was hedging his bets against Dark Lord
Yeah.
and evenly knowing that he could use the seals to return his monster and get a monster on the board afterwards. I mean, he could just go for a Bestial monster here if he doesn't have one in hand as well.
Yep, just take a look at Hieratic Seal there. Note that you do not have to choose one of your opponent's cards to return to the hand. It's just that you have to use the effect during your opponent's turn.
And it looks like he is going for a Bestial. Not just
Yeah.
any Bestial, it's going to be Baldrake.
Steel Baldrake, which can block the summon of light and dark monsters.
Yep. If he's able to get another lighter dark monster on the field, that would be quite useful.
Now that Bestial Baldrake is going to be zeroed out, 0 attack, 0 defense because of the Hieratic Seals. That doesn't matter too much right now as the battle
No.
phase has now been spent.
But the Branded Beast is still there, and Swordsoul is one of those decks where sometimes you have a lot of plays, but sometimes you only have one single Moye, and if they interact with it, that's it. So that
Right.
Branded Beast could still get him there.
Yeah, a lot of, and if they have the 10 cards in their hand, they really need to keep a
Evenly
non-effect
two!
monster on the field.
Yeah.
Evenly 2! We're still
Wow.
at the end of the battle phase. It's not once
Wow.
per turn.
Oh my gosh, he says, you want the Bestial on the field? I'm going to make sure you don't keep it on the field.
I said it's going to be evenly matched, not you have 2.
Wow. But
Now I think we're actually ending the battle phase.
yes.
Maybe. This is
Nah.
huge.
Yeah, huge start, and now it's all up to what is in one hand, if he has some of these Swordsoul cards or not.
He still has 4 cards to play with.
This is your opportunity. Like, you have to really go off right now.
Absolutely.
Looks like he's thinking about a normal summon,
Could be a Tanya as well, let's see.
maybe an Incredible Ecclesia.
You just got to be careful with the Ashuna and Vishuda being light and dark.
Oh, okay, it's
Oh,
a good one.
Long
Long
one.
one.
If he discards a shootout, that would be crazy.
Let's see what he discards.
I see it. Oh, can't see what monster it is. Let's see what he discards.
Should be another one. Yeah, another
Oh,
copy.
got the long one.
Okay.
Long one. All right. Long one's going to be summoned, and then we're going to get the Swordsoul token.
This can open up some plays. And we also need to find out what card was added off the Magna mode, because if it was a Bestial, we could still steal that now alongside the Branded Beast. So that's still an option for Paulie,
There we
potentially.
go. Got a wide
for
selection of
tokens.
tokens there for
Yeah.
our duelist. Let's see which Bestial it is.
Yeah, now there's a monster on the field, so all the Bestial's effects turn to quick
Yeah.
effects.
It seems like he's considering it. And he could get rid of both cards, right?
If it's
Yeah,
Druid Swarm, I'm
if it's
assuming
Druid Swarm, yeah.
Druid Swarm's probably the one he added off that Magnum. It would make sense.
Yeah. So that could still be nice.
Polly
Let's
down, but not out.
see. Yes. It is the Druid Swarm.
Now he's going to use Branded Beast. That's going to let him tribute the Druid Swarm. And then it's going to be able to destroy a card on the field, and the Druid Swarm will be able to send a special summon monster, so it's going to clear both.
And
Now Wand, if it has something like Swordsoul Ataya, it could be
yeah,
pretty
at the
good.
same time,
Or like some way to get around this. Like a
Okay.
can a Dragon Circle help you here? You tribute any worm, right? Or
true.
any
Yep, any worm. Heavenly Dragon Circle would be a good card. I might have
Or
got a
even
peek of
following
one
that-
in his
Yeah.
hand.
even if you follow it up with just like a normal summon.
I mean, a lot.
Yeah, just it'll allow him to search for that Swordsoul Ataya if he does have it.
Yeah.
It's such a good card, and
There
there
it
it
is.
is. Heavenly Dragon Circle. Lets you tribute that worm to add any worm from your deck to your hand.
All right, so now we're going to get the chain resolve in here.
Yeah, that's great. Honestly, you look at those 4 cards, 2 copies of each, but then you really need something to play with. And
It'll be really impressive if he can get through all this. Like, Paulie played this turn incredibly well.
Yeah.
Like, he knew what to do with the cards that he was dealt here. But will it matter?
I mean, he still has a normal, as you mentioned, so he could go for even the Moye if he has, you know, another monster in hand, another Swordsoul card. Let's see.
I mean, at the very worst, he's going to be able to get Taya to go into Chi Chow to grab Blackout at very minimum. But if he does have a Worm, he could do much more.
Yeah.
So he'll get a draw at least with Moye.
And yeah.
And the Heavenly Dragon Circle also provides you with follow-up. You can't use it as a graveyard effect the turn it's sent there, but if it's been there for a turn, and you got to control a non-effect monster, you're able to banish it from the graveyard and add a Tinyi from your deck to your hand.
It'd be interesting if this gets down to a top deck war between them. Which player has the edge?
Swordsoul for sure to me.
I mean, there are a few top decks over there, you know. I mean, cards like Levianeer could be really nice. So I think it's close, yeah.
All right, I mean, he's going to grab the
Moye. Okay.
It's not what Paulie wants to see. Now he's going to use the Druistorm effect to send that token away.
So we're telegraphing that that last card is, in fact, a Worm monster.
Yes. For sure, it would be a card that allows you to use the Moye. But there are still a lot of cards. I think, two cards in the end from Paulie.
And we know one's the Beast of Lebellion that he returned back.
I did pick the other one. Not going to spoil it, but it's going to be a relevant one later on. Let's see. We can assume the Moye is next, I guess.
Takes a quick look at the graveyard here.
Checking to see what the follow-up is, what Paulie's going to be able to do on the next turn. Now, I'm surprised he didn't go for Taya here, because with Taya, if you have the other Worm in your hand, you can go into the Boxia, get rid of the Branded Beast.
And there it is.
It's a Shuna.
Veiler! Huge!
All the answers coming from Paulie.
Huge! Well, what I was going to say is Taya can also get you to Moye and remove the Branded Beast along the way, but Effect Veiler would also stop the Taya as well.
Wow.
One Swordsoul monster.
Now we're in trouble, but
he has nothing. He just has a Moye.
All right, so Paulie has, we know he's got the Bestial Rebellion.
He is in the driver's seat with the Branded Beast on the field. That Effect Veiler was huge. The biggest Effect Veiler of Paulie's life.
Wow.
Checking through the graveyard here first off.
Wow, I was writing Paulie off for this one. I can't believe that last card we didn't know was an Effect Veiler.
Yeah. And now, there is the Lubellion in hand. One clutch top deck here, but as you mentioned, we shouldn't forget that the circle is still there for next turn.
Very true. And with the Ashuna in hand, that's a good way to get a normal monster onto the board.
Absolutely.
But as Paulie can find a way to keep Bestials, to keep it out of the graveyard, it's going to be tough.
Now, notably in this particular tournament, it was Chaos Space!
So he doesn't even need the Beast. He's just going to use the Chaos Space because he'll be able to bring back the Beast of Lebellion by tributing a dragon.
Unbelievable!
There is the Levianeer, and with the Wyver Buster and Collapse Serpent used at the beginning, you can just get a draw off here with the Chaos Space or the Link.
And we talked about how strong a card that is in the Dragon League strategy, and he didn't open it, but able to top deck it here in the second turn is huge.
Would you go for Darks here, or what's your idea here? If you know the last...
I'm ripping the card out of hand if it's possible.
You got to put him on 0 cards.
I agree.
Especially when it's something like Ashuna, which has a lot of versatility in it as well.
But
so 1 dark.
Would you not lie? I guess, the line would be... Do you want to see the draw? Yeah, I guess so.
3 dark monsters. Chaos Dragon Levianeer going to send that card from the hand back into the deck.
Yeah, my only concern was maybe using the space first to see what you get into, right? But
that
maybe
I agree with.
Yeah, that might be the case.
That I agree with.
But I guess he doesn't want to risk drawing maybe the last branded spell. That's what it is about. Yeah.
So he'll tribute that Chaos Dragon Levianeer to summon Lubellion. Lubellion can activate its effect to place that Branded Regained straight from the deck onto the field. So now he has Branded Beast, Branded Regained with a Beastie on the field. Juan with 0 cards after this Moye is going to be destroyed by battle.
And that kind of takes the Dragon Circle out as well. You're not going to be able to get a normal monster here.
This is
nothing. This is looking so good for Paulie. Unless he wants to concede, I would...
No, I would never do that. I mean, there is no time limit. We mentioned it, so no reason to do that. And there are still cards, you know, like Pot of Desires if he's playing it, maybe something like that would be nice.
You might just get like another board wipe. Something that can just destroy everything.
Maybe that third evenly matched, you know? Yeah.
Pot of Desires into Lightning Storm.
Oh, wow. And pay, yeah.
If he plays cards like that, who knows?
Like another evenly and
I guess
yeah,
there is, as long as you have a life point, there is a chance.
Oh, absolutely.
So here comes that Chaos Space now that the Branded Regain is out of the deck. Branded Regain also poses a threat as well, able to special summon back a Bestial when your opponent summons a monster. So he'll be able to bring back something like Druid Swarm and tribute it off with Branded Beast as well. Gonna put back that one copy of Striker Dragon. Draws one.
Makes sense. Doesn't really need to draw into anything at the moment, but let's see. As not normal summon yet, so. Ooh,
Black Little Dragon!
Oh, wow.
Here's the concession. He knows it's over. He knows this means he's going to leak away the Striker Dragon. Red Eyes Darkness, Metal Dragon would come next, and Juan's ready to go on to the next game. And Paulie is one game away from being the first ever world champion for the United States. All right,
here we go. We're getting the final cut from our judges.
This could be the last game of the entire World Championship. We've already crowned Duel Links World Champion, the Master Duel Team World Champions. This is our final match. Will Juan push it to a Game 3?
You decided we have 4 World Champions crowned already. One more, and let's see this.
Juan's chosen to go first.
Absolutely. Obviously, wants to get into those Swordsoul combos. Let's see.
Starts with Pot of Desires.
All right, so Pot of Desires is in there.
Always nice. Get that +1 right away.
It gets hit by the Ash Blossom.
That's huge. That's huge. Now Juan only playing with 4 cards. Swordsoul, a great deck, but it needs multiple cards sometimes.
Yeah, that's a big deal. We said it. Swordsoul very strong, but sometimes it just whiffs on those plays. Let's see if he has anything to follow this up.
Ooh, that's a
all
good
right.
one.
Okay,
It's the
nice
Standing
one.
Spirit Ashuna, and he knows that that's not going to get hit by an Ash Blossom this turn.
It's any monsters you can special summon in your hand if you control no effect monsters. Controls no monsters, so that works.
But it's a line monster, so Bestials could be in there for Paulie.
But it
not
looks like
the case.
it's not yet anyway.
He also has the Vishuda, so he's able to link into
Yeah.
Monkey the Tini, special summon Vishuda. Now Ashuna is going to special summon Adhara. That gives him a level 7 monster, a level 1 tuner. That means he can go into a level 8 synchro like Chi Chao. I like to do this play when I already have Moyek, so I can also go into like a Chao Fang or something. But when you don't have the Swordsoul engine, still good to rely on this way to go into a Swordsoul Chi Chao.
But I think he's really happy about the Bestials because if he doesn't have any other Swordsoul cards in hand, that Bestial could have pretty much cut him off comboing.
It would have been devastating.
Yeah.
But having 2 Tinnys like this is ideal for Swordsoul, so definitely a strong start for Juan. Looks like he's considering Boxia.
It's probably just,
Okay.
No way, I would say, yeah.
I don't think so. Not with nothing on the
Like he could go into Boxia for a Chao Fang play because you can Boxia destroy the monk to bring back Adhara, but if you don't have the Swordsoul access, you usually want to go to Chi Chao.
Ooh,
a back Baylor!
Baylor!
The MVP of the deck. Now he's going to be able to banish the Adhara since he has the non-effect monster to add a banished worm from the banish to the hand. Adds back a Shuna, but will Effect Veiler be the card for Paulie to win the World Championship this weekend?
It won him game 1, maybe it could win him game 2 as well, but
we'll have to see. There's still plenty of cards left for Juan to play.
yes.
2 points of interaction from Paulie when he's went second.
Let's take a look if he has something else here, otherwise might just set some face downs.
Still has the Chi Chao on the field
Oh,
at
he
least.
passed the...
Nothing to set.
That's it? He passed? Wow.
All right, so Dragon Link playing on 3 cards, drawing to 4. Spent an Ash Blossom, spent an Effect Failure.
I mean, I would be shocked if he was not holding maybe his own copies, you know, of Max Chi or anything like that, but... Hey, Max Chi, yeah, sorry, Ash Blossom. I wish I'm still back in Master Duel.
That was last round.
Yeah.
Master Duel's over.
I know.
Get out of 2017.
I know. That wasn't there even. So
Starliege safer. Excellent normal summon from Paulie.
Not a bad one to have here. It gives you access to those baby Chaos Dragons.
And there's no Swordsoul card available for Chichao to banish, is there?
Could banish from the hand, but it's going to be tough.
Yeah. Seems like that will go through.
It's going to go to battle first.
Nice.
So that makes sense. Go to battle, take out the non-effect monster first.
Just in case something goes wrong in your turn, I like the heads-up play here from Paulie.
Yeah, playing it on Ash Blossom, I guess.
Very smart.
So.
Yeah, Striker Dragon not quite strong enough.
And there is an Ash Blossom.
There is an Ash Blossom. All right.
Well played by Paulie. Yeah.
So Ash Blossom enjoys Spring. If you activate an effect that includes any of these, add a card from the deck to the hand, which is what Safer does. Special summon from the deck, or send cards from the deck to the graveyard. You can use Ash Blossom Enjoy Spring to negate that.
That's it from Paulie. Oh my gosh, these Ash Blossoms and Effect Veilers really stopping them in their tracks.
Swordsoul Emergence.
What a top deck. Yeah.
Does Paulie
have something? It's Ash
Wow.
2.
Yeah, they're
Ash
laughing
2
it
and
off.
one's just like, yeah, I've seen this before.
Battle
of
phase.
Ash.
So the emergence does give him that Swordsoul card in the graveyard, so
Yeah.
he still has that Chichao effect now to negate a monster effect. But just negating a monster effect, not the strongest against Dragon Link. They still have a lot of ways to force that out and continue their plays.
So it seems like what's happened here is that Polly's got all his side deck cards and all of his main deck interaction, and not the cards he needs to actually play. His strategy.
He's going to need something like a quick launch.
That Safer would have gotten there, but it did not make it.
Yeah, let's see. Even the Red Eyes engine would be nice to draw into right now, but
I wonder if knowing. Oh, I'm not even going to say it. I can't.
okay.
I was saying, I wonder if knowing what Juan is
Oh,
playing
wow.
backfired on him.
He passes back.
Passed.
Passes back. You
just
get
don't wanna
one
jinx
more
it.
turn out of this. Oh, Juan Martinez cannot finish it off.
Yes,
Yeah.
keeps on whiffing.
Looks like you're right about that top deck on
Exactly,
Swordsoul. Sometimes
yeah.
you just don't draw any of the cards you
Yeah.
need. A lot of the cards require other cards to be useful.
Polly's got to do it this time, though. He's only going to have 2,400 left.
Possibly only one more draw for Paulie to stay in this game, or we might go into game 3 soon.
I kind of want to see a game 3.
Yes, for sure.
2,400 left. I mean, that's a long one and a sinister long one.
Let's see.
Yeah, or just one sinister long one resolving both the effects.
Probably both effects, yeah.
But you're probably going to use a longer one on your way to make it. Very true.
Oh, but one's got a face down
Face
this
down
time.
picked up.
Could be something useful.
One more draw for Paulie.
Standby
Oh,
phase
it's
anti-spell
anti-spell
frag.
frag.
But he has
Cosmic.
Cosmic
He's got
Cyclone!
Cosmic! Chains a quick play Cosmic Cyclone. Down to 1,400 life points.
He-
But anti-spell fragrance is gone.
He's held that Cosmic Cyclone in his hand this whole game. This is his one opportunity to win this game.
Is it going to be enough, or is it too little, too late? Is Paulie going to complete the perfect season?
That's what I didn't want to say. I didn't want to say maybe he sided in the Cosmic Cyclone because he knew he was playing Anti-Spell Fragrance and it would have backfired on him, but he ended up drawing into the Anti-Spell Fragrance and it didn't backfire. Does he have any sort of play here to push
Let's
past
see.
his Chichao?
I mean, having chained that Cosmic, I would assume so. Okay,
does.
Druid
That's
Swarm.
good. Druid Swarm is good enough to at
Druid
least
Swarm.
deal with the Chichao.
Yeah. I guess that's decent enough to stay in. Gets rid of the Dishuda as well.
All right, so Bestial Druid Swarm is on the field. When that's sent to the graveyard, a special summon monster is going to go with it.
Does he have another monster to summon?
Like Kingdom for a Link monster in Dragon Link.
Yeah. Let's see. Taking his time to think about this one. But looking at his extra deck,
Yeah.
so we can assume he has at least anything to normal summon. Maybe it's something along the line, he's thinking about it.
Could be anything.
If it's
Yeah.
Black Metal Dragon, I think he'd just be slamming it on the table, but it might be an awkward thing like Rocket Recharger.
Might be another Bestial because he's looking at the graveyard right now.
I think you might be right.
Yeah.
It is.
Ooh, but that's a good one. Saronir able to access that Lubellion later on.
Saronir, notably the one Bestial you can play at 3 in this tournament. Every other one is limited.
Pretty good still in Dragon League, being able to send down Branded Regain to bring back with Branded Beast. now he has 2 Bestials on the field, 2 Dragons on the field. The Druistorm will deal with the Chi-Chao. He's going to link them away.
Obviously, the way that this can work, okay, makes sense.
Seals. Yep, that makes sense.
This is summon number 3 here from Paulie.
Gonna send away
1,
that.
chain link 2.
I mean,
Checking the graveyard here. Gonna see if he wants to chain Chi-Chao.
does not negate it permanently, so it makes sense that it just allows that.
It's going to the end of the turn.
Seals pass. Not yet.
best
The Sorenir is going to send down the Bestial Lubellion.
That's the best combo.
Now we're going to banish the Safer to pick up the Bestial Rebellion.
Yeah. Nice play here from Paulie.
Now he discards that Bestial Lubellion. Paulie's going to be careful here. Because when your opponent is drawing cards and passing, right?
Yeah.
You got to think about what are those cards that are in hand that could
Absolutely.
potentially be. They're either going to be just something they can't use or something that's going to interact with you on your turn.
Things like the evenly matched, for instance, that you've already seen.
True.
He knows one of them, so at least that's what he has to think about. But yeah, gonna banish it for the Magnamo, the one and only.
Summon number 4 here from Paulie.
And now the Magnemut's going to activate as well. Get a dragon in the end phase. Go to battle. Magnemut hits. And we'll see if there is, in fact, an evenly matched. Though if you did get hit by evenly here, I wonder which one you keep.
Yeah, at the same time, I mean, going first, tough that he would keep in, you know, the evenly matched, maybe.
True. I think you just do the seals trick and bounce the seal, tribute the seals, bounce the Magnamut.
But that leaves you completely open, right?
Yeah, but I would be surprised if he'd kept those in, I guess.
1,400 life points left. It feels like the tides have turned in this one, that Paulie's starting to take command.
Yeah.
But with only 1,400 left, you could still just, you know, Juan's got a puncher's chance here.
This Lubellion is summon number 5 for Paulie. Now Juan is saying on the summon, I'm going to take a moment to think here before you activate or before you place that branded spell or trap from your deck to the field. So Juan has something.
If you've got it, I think this is the one chance. Because once those branded spells get on the field, or the Regained in particular gets on the field, that's when it starts to get out of control.
At the same time, yeah, not an easy decision here from Juan.
A lot of Bestials run through out of Paulie's deck already. Magnamut can add back from the graveyard, though.
It can, deck or graveyard.
There is That's Nibiru.
Nibiru, the primal being. On the 5th summon, the rock's going to come down. Unfortunately, Seals, if tributed, you know, no matter how it's tributed, will get its effect to summon a dragon from the deck.
And that's huge, actually. That's why Juan was thinking about it, because this does stop the Lubellion from getting a branded spell and traps, but it might even lead to a better combo at the end, you know?
In return, Paulie gets any dragon out of his deck.
Yeah, he can do a lot here.
So even something as innocuous as Black Metal Dragon, for instance, could turn into, you know, a complete combo.
A Tracer into a Borreload Savage would be solid.
Because he just passed the first turn, so he hasn't accessed, you know, his Boot Sax to the launch, Dragon Ravine, everything is still in the deck, so.
Making sure he doesn't make a mistake at this stage in the game. This is the most important game of his dueling career.
It is. And now he knows everything. He knows the last card in hand from his opponent as he took that back from the banished. And now all he needs to do is just think about what possible outs could he pick up from the top of the deck, and otherwise he's good to go.
There's a Starliege Safer.
Starliege Safer seems like a strong one, so you can use Safer's effect to send itself to the graveyard. Checking to see if you can use both effects in the same turn. Indeed, you can.
Yes.
So he's going to get a level 4 dragon. Level 4 dragon.
And there it is, Wyvern Buster.
Wyver Buster banishing the Bestial Soar near to touch down onto the field, but only for a moment before it's used as a Link summon for a Link 1, and that's right, it's Striker Dragon. Chain Link 1, Striker Dragon, Chain Link 2, Wyver Burster.
And here is where that Cosmic Cyclone on the Anti-Spell Fragrance goes into fruition, because he can activate that Boot Sector launch. I was debating for a moment whether it was worth using that Cosmic, because you could just keep that Anti-Spell to, you know, make your opponent draw into those spells, and maybe that could be more useful to you, but I guess we'll see.
And if it could be your last turn, you got to play it if you got it, right?
Yep.
Gonna summon the Clap Serpent, banishing the Wyver Burster. My heart is beating so hard right now because I can tell what is about to happen. We're moments away from history being made in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game. Link 2, Dragoon Knight Romulus. We're going to see the Dragon Link combo coming down here. Turns into this game. Paulie low on life points, but as long as you have a life point, you have a chance. That's the best part about the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game. Believing in yourself, believing in the heart of the cards.
Just really intense thinking here for Paulie. This is a combo that I've already done a billion times, but you still have to make sure that you do it right. Oh, he pitches a Nibiru of his own for the Dragon Ravine.
Allowing him to send a dragon from the deck to the graveyard. Let's see what he goes with. Maybe an Apsa Router.
There it is. Apps Router going to add a rocket.
And now we know every single card from Paulie as well. So he just has that Boot Sector 2 special summon that from the end later on. Yeah, Easter is in the making. We said it. First time ever, we already have 4 World Champions in our hands, and we could get the 5th in just minutes away from here.
Uses that Boot Sector launch, going to special summon the Rocket Tracer from the hand.
Checks over the graveyard there.
We see him eyeing Quad Boral Dragon to maybe bring back some of the rockets from the graveyard. Quad Boral is a great way to turn dragons that aren't rockets into rockets that you need.
So first we're going to use the Rocket Tracer effect here.
Does he destroy the Nibiru token or the Boot Sector launch?
He's trying to figure it out right about now.
Yeah, he's making sure he doesn't make a mistake at this stage in the game, that he goes through each motion correctly, and he does go for that Boot Sector launch.
Makes sense. Now,
reminder for everybody at home, this round is untimed. You do need to play at a reasonable pace, however.
Here comes Rocket Recharger. Now we'll see if we're going to go into a Link summon.
We could go into the Beastie first. That's also an option to get something back later on.
Indeed, he does.
Link 1, Guard Dragon Beastie.
Link 3, Rocket.
Triple Burst Dragon. Now you see the right arrow and the down arrow both pointing to the same zones. That means that Guard Dragon Pistie's effect is live.
You can special summon from the banished or the graveyard, non-targeting.
Thinking about getting the Striker Dragon. Regardless, I don't think it's gonna stay there long.
So he's gonna use Striker Dragon's effect to destroy the token to add back, I'd imagine, Rocket Recharger? It is indeed Rocket Recharger.
And then because the monster was destroyed, Rocket Recharger activates. Now we've got Triple Burst, Pisty, Striker Dragon, Triple Burst Dragon versus Nibiru. None of these are big enough on their own, however.
But the Boral End will be able to negate the Rocket Recharger effect to bring back the Tracer. So he's going to be able to have Boral End and Boral Load Savage Dragon.
Boral End Dragon hits the field with 3,500 attack points. Its effect negates Rocket Recharger, special summons back Rocket Tracer, that's a level 4 tuner, level 4 non-tuner. And together they combine to synchro summon Boral Savage Dragon.
Beautifully played by Paulie, and you can see Juan smiling it I mean, he knows he is against an amazing opponent, and now one draw away from what could be the last game of the World Championship 2023.
Just thinking back on all those achievements that Pauly has had just this year.
Just
the
incredible.
250th YCS in Los Angeles. Probably the biggest tournament of his life until now.
Yeah, I have no words.
You mentioned it, Pauly has been a veteran in the game, but sometimes you have those players who are missing that performance, and sometimes in just a single year everything changes. It's you're here after winning a lot of different events, and what a way to end it.
And Pauly did normal summon that rocket recharger.
It wasn't a rocket that was destroyed.
Right,
So
or a Dark Dragon, yep. He did normal summon it, so no big issues here on the way to his victory lap.
All right, so poor Lord Savage Dragon's going to be at 4,200 here.
One more draw. This could be
Will
it.
it be the handshake? Did he draw into something he can use? Dark Ruler no more, maybe?
And that's
it!
It's over!
We have our first ever world champion from the United States of America, Pauly Aronson.
Wow. What a way to end it. You mentioned it. First time that it's happening. USA as a world champion for TCG, OCG. Wow.
I have dreamed of this moment my entire